Okay, so hi, welcome to today's reading. This is some messages for Wednesday, March 12th. I do just want to honor that this is the day after Fukushima Day. In March 11, 2011 is when the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear reactor was hit by that tsunami, which destroyed the lives of hundreds of people and impacted the lives of thousands more. That land is still radioactive, much like Chernobyl, much like so many uranium mining sites on Dene land and Lakota land and in parts of West Africa and Canada. Because as we all know, once nuclear power and radioactive elements have been exposed, they have a radioactive half-life of billions of years. So I just want to honor for a moment everyone who was impacted by the disaster at the Fukushima Daiichi in Fukushima Prefecture in Japan. And, Japan being the country that has endured the only atomic bombing in human history. August is the anniversary of that during World War II after Pearl Harbor. So I just want to take a moment to honor how these kind of nuclear leaks and mining and actions have actually changed the chain of human DNA and water and life and are impacting us all. So that being said, it is Eclipse Day. It is Eclipse. The energy is officially here. The eclipse and the full moon are actually tomorrow, but we are now in that eclipse energy portal. This eclipse is here and happening, and it is an eclipse in the sign of Virgo. And so this is a really potent time for people's healing physically, emotionally, people's healing around issues of home, digestion, health, body, stomach. Digestion also meaning kind of like processing, how we process and release lessons of old experiences, old relationships, old partnerships, things that we used to maybe study, old worship places. Anything in those veins is connected to this Virgo eclipse portal. And with it being the season of Pisces and the year of the snake, this is the time of also just being very much emotionally led, leading with your emotional wisdom, your emotional body, not being afraid to shed, not being afraid of rebirths, not being afraid of looking different than perhaps you had looked before. Being that your physical looks, your outward expression of appearance, or just something about your energetic imprint and how you carry yourself. So with that being said, we are going to start pulling some cards for the day. Thank you to everyone who's here. Thank you for tapping the live. Tap and share if you like. You can join my team. This video will be posted to YouTube later. These messages are going to be up and posted. And if you do want personal readings with me, I do have openings for the month of March, and you can find those on my blog at roseandclove.wordpress.com. The information on how to book a personal reading with me is there and is also linked on my Instagram. Also, I do a tarot forecast every week of written tarot messages for all of the signs. You can read for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, Lilith, whatever placements you like to check. Those are listed for the week right now on the website, and you can also see past readings. Okay, so the cards are giving very powerful, very potent, very massive shifts, which is extremely in alignment with the eclipse energy. Thank you for the gift. So the first card that we have is the Tower. So this is a really gentle reminder that when something comes to bring us change, it can feel like our very reality is crumbling around us. And in fact, sometimes that is what is necessary for our reality to be able to shift and change into the reality that is more in alignment with us. It's kind of like, from a spiritualist perspective, like if you notice things all around you kind of falling apart, you can say like, oh, wow, this is exciting because I'm really at the precipice of a brand new adventure. It all depends on your perspective. Blessed good afternoon to you as well, Aaron. Thank you very much. The next card is the Five of Pentacles. So this talks about going through a period where there's a lot of fear, scarcity, lack, and not understanding. I know, in the United States right now, there's like a tariff war. There's like so much happening, and a lot of people are going through financial struggles. And it's very important to remember that if you're going through any kind of change, especially in regards to this Pentacles, this finances, it does not necessarily mean that you're doing anything wrong, and it does not necessarily mean that it is going to stay that way. Again, this is a time of sweeping change, and it's very important that people find new ways to move and to communicate in these times of change, to build up community around each other, around ourselves. The third card that we have to start off this reading is the High Priestess card. And so this card is really showing that this next 2 weeks are going to be very, very important, because this next 2 weeks, starting from today, show a portal of energy that is going to allow you so many opportunities to interact differently, to change with the way that you show up, to lead from an understanding of your intuition, to understand your emotion differently, and perhaps for some of you to work more in the spiritual realm, to embody this kind of higher love energy, this higher thinking energy, this energy of being tapped into your spirit guides, very much to your magic, essentially awakening your own inner magic and listening to your intuitive nudges and guides at this time. That's what's really going to bring a lot of impactful change for you. And you might notice that you have more sensitivity around your psychic awareness at this time. That's what this eclipse energy could bring for a lot of people who are watching this video. I did see that card flip out. Next, we have the Star card. So again, it's very important that as we connect in with our intuition, we're finding ways to work with our community and with our gifts in a way that is like turn the lights on, turn your gifts up to the maximum ability. Turn your gifts up and work with your community at this time, because Aquarius energy, the star energy, it's also that energy of like the collective, the community, the technology, the way that we interact, the way that we move. And it is the card of being seen. It is the card of being recognized. It is the card of being visible and being expressive and supported. We love that Aquarius energy. To see the High Priestess immediately following the star is great, and is a reminder that as things unfold, even if things begin in a way that is very unsettling, they do lead to some very powerful and positive changes. Now, as you go through these powerful and positive changes, it is imperative to recognize and remember that you do not allow self-sabotage to creep in, that you do not allow comparison. What is this saying? Comparison is the thief of joy. Envy will kill a good project every time, or kill a good idea. This is also an impressive reminder that you could have some people from your past who are going to try and swoop back in with this Venus retrograde. And it is up to you to be extremely discerning, because some of those people are seeing you in this energy of the High Priestess, of the star, seeing you being very much recognized, being very empowered, being very emotionally grounded. And they want to come and just kind of siphon off some of that energy. Not everyone who returns to us is returning to us in a good way. Some people are returning out of just they want to just study you and copy your moves again. It's very important that you pay attention to the energy around you. And the best way to do that is by not comparing yourself again to other people. I will say this until my face turns blue. You do not know what other people had to do to get to where they are. You are not in anyone else's shoes. Your destiny is your own. You are the one who has to take charge of that. You are the one who has to save yourself. You are the one who has to show up for yourself. So do not allow self-sabotaging behaviors to be a thing at this moment in time, at this energy of Venus retrograde and the eclipse, because it's kind of like sometimes things come back into our life to show us how we have learned certain lessons, right? Now, the next card is the Chariot. And so this does show a couple of things. This does show, number one, that you are being heavily supported at this time, that you have a strong angelic presence around you. But this also shows for excuse me. This shows that you can be expecting to receive communication very quickly, very strongly, very powerfully. Communication that is going to bring you, again, a lot of opportunities and a lot of shifts. And for some of you, that you're being encouraged to go somewhere. You could be encouraged to travel for work. You could be going on a trip for romance, like you could be going on a vacation. But there is travel that is heavily indicated here that is going to bring you a lot of nurturing and fulfillment, and is going to make you feel a kind of ease that perhaps you have not had as of recent times. Okay, we're going to take one final card. Beautiful. And the final card is the Magician. So first of all, right, abracadabra, right? I create as I speak. The words that you say, and especially the words that you speak over yourself, they matter, and they matter so much. So at this time, you know, be mindful of how you speak about yourself and how you speak about others. Be mindful of your self-talk when things don't go the way that you expect. Do you immediately go into a negative mindset? Do you spiral? Or do you say, this is what's happening right now. What is this trying to teach me? How can I move forward through this? Because your perspective is going to be very important at this time. You are in the energy of the Magician. You are in the energy of being given the ability with your awakened inner magic to craft, create, and change, modify, switch your life as you see fit. Okay, some of you might be interested or being called to engage in ritual with this eclipse energy, with this full moon energy. This can be doing something privately, or this can be with community. Perhaps you're joining a full moon ritual. Perhaps you're hosting a full moon ritual. Perhaps you're doing something very meaningful for this eclipse. I'm seeing something about concerts too. Like some of you could be doing something around music for this eclipse that doesn't necessarily, like, you wouldn't identify it as ritual, but it is ritual in a way. It is a gathering, a making noise, a celebration. Whatever the case may be, it's very important to own your own gift of your tongue at this time. Yeah, travel is going to be very important. And to be aware of how you show up, and also to be aware of how people around you show up. If you are experiencing good news and people who are around you are like talking small about you or belittling you, that is a form of negative craft. So you need to cut that out immediately. You need to not allow people in your circle who are going to speak down on you, but rather welcome in an energy of uplifting positivity. That is not to say toxic positivity. That is not to say, okay, everything's going to be perfect no matter what, but that is to say that perspective matters. Misery loves company. Some people will stay miserable and try and keep you miserable, but you do not have to engage in that energy. You have your own gifts. Use them. So, those are the messages for today, Wednesday, March 12th. Thank you so much if you were here in the live or if you're watching this on YouTube. I gotta run. I got mommy things to handle right now. But I will see you all again live later. And you can find more messages on YouTube and on the site. Mwah! Bye. Take care.